Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elaine Primrose, and I'm one of the account directors here at KIC. Thanks for joining, and welcome to this webinar on Continia's document capture solution, which integrates seamlessly with NAV and Business Central. Continia are one of our key partners for KIC, and document capture is one of the most popular add-ons which our customers implement. So over the next 30 minutes or so, Martijn from our partner Continia will demonstrate how document capture can save you a lot of time on manual data entry tasks and eliminate posting errors. As we go through the presentation, please just post any questions you may have in the chat box, as we've left time at the end to cover any questions you may have. So I'll just now hand over to Martijn for the demonstration. Thanks, Martijn.
Thank you. Thank you, Eileen. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Martijn, and like Eileen said, I'll be hosting the presentation on document capture today, our solution for scanning, registering, and archiving of your incoming invoices and credit notes. I'll start off with a short PowerPoint. I think it's only 4 slides, so don't worry. And then we'll dive right into Business Central, where I will show you how do we actually import the documents, process them, approve them, post them, and find them back. Like Eileen said, we have a lot of people here, so if you got questions, please type them into the chat box, and at the end of the demo, we will answer them. And if we do not have any more time, we'll make sure you get those answers on the email. But for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the demo. So let me move my PowerPoint. My name is Martijn. I work at Continia, and I'm a partner account manager for a couple of countries within Europe. One is the United Kingdom, Ireland, Portugal, and Central and Eastern Europe. And I mainly work with partners like KIC doing these presentations in webinar form, but we can also arrange a one-on-one session with you and your team. I help KIC with this. So who are we? We are a Danish company, started a long time ago in Denmark, but now we're a global company. And as a company, we have many partners like KIC reselling our software worldwide. And partners like KIC did an amazing job in the last couple of years. They've sold more than document capture to more than 25,000 companies worldwide, and that number is still growing a lot. And that is mainly because we're fully built inside Business Central. That means that our software does not work with SAP, Pegasus, Sage, or any other ERP system, only Business Central and Dynamics NAV if you're still on an older version. And the nice thing is you do not have to alt-tab to another solution. You open up Business Central and we'll be there, which has a lot of benefits for you, which I'll be showing you later on in this presentation. All of our solutions are built around the automation of the finance team. In this PowerPoint, I will quickly show you our 2 other solutions before I dive right into the demo. So document capture, I'll be showing you this in a couple of minutes, so I'll skip this slide. But the next product that we also resell in the UK, which is very popular, is called expense management. Basically, people who travel will get an app on their mobile phone, and they will be able to take a photo of the receipt. The AI will take as much information as it can of the receipt. Maybe you add a bit or two, and then you can swipe it to the right and it will be sent to Business Central. We also have an automatic connection with Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. So if you use company credit cards, we can upload those transactions directly into your Business Central, and then expense management will try to match those transactions to the receipts that the users have sent in. For the rest, we can do mileage claims, calculating with Google Maps how many miles a person drove, and then in Business Central, you can set up how much money they receive per mile, depending on a lot of factors. And we have something called per diem. Per diem is like giving your colleagues an allowance. Instead of you paying for their lunch, you can say you get £10 for lunch, and you can choose how to spend that. Of course, the software can do a lot more, but this is a bit of a teaser. And as with the next product, I will show you, if you want a presentation of this, contact your representative at KIC, and we'll sort that out for you. The other solution is called document output. With document output, we will be able to send out documents batch-wise from within Business Central. So with the press of a button, we can send out all of your invoices, your statements, your remittance advices, your quotes, your order confirmations, everything that you like. And it's super easy to set up, all from within Business Central. Now, as promised, it was a short PowerPoint. I do not like PowerPoints myself that much. I'd rather show it to you in real life how it looks like. So let me show you how document capture looks like. So like I said, document capture will be fully integrated into your Business Central. And as the accounts payable team, you can select a role center where you'll be able to see a couple of things. On the left-hand side, you'll be able to see how many documents came in. And they can come in two different ways. One, you receive invoices via the post, you put them on the scanner, you press the button, and it will be sent to Business Central. The second method is via email. Maybe your company already has an email address like invoices@yourcompanyname.co.uk. You ask your vendors to send the invoices to that email address, and Document Capture monitors it and downloads them directly into Business Central for you without you having to do anything about it. We can process PDF files and we can process XML files. We do not see a lot of XML files yet in the UK, but we know the governments are pushing for it. So if you're already using it, good news, we can process it. If it happens in the future, then also good news, our software is future-proof and you'll be able to process them as well. Next to that, we will see purchase approval. With document capture, we can of course approve your invoices, and in the role center, an approver can see how many documents he or she has to approve, and the same goes for credit notes. I will get back to this approval process later on in my demo, so if you got questions about it, don't start typing yet. I first want to show you how do we actually process the invoices, and then we'll move on. So just before this demo, I emailed some invoices to my demo email address. You just open up an email, you can add multiple invoices into the email, press send, and about 10 seconds later, they'll be visible within Business Central. They get pulled through the AI software, which will read as much information as possible, and then it puts it in what we call the document journal. This is the document journal that you see in front of you right now. I know I have a widescreen monitor, so it might be a bit small, but if you have it in your screen in your office, it will be perfectly readable and normal, of course. So what do we see? On the right-hand side, you will see the original invoice, and you can scroll through it. If it has multiple pages, you can scroll through multiple pages, all nice and bright here on the right-hand side. On the top left, we got your to-do list. In the middle, there will be a template with data, and down below, there will be comments. So how does our software work? So we're going to create a template per vendor, and on that template, you're going to tell the system, how do you want this invoice to be processed? Don't worry, it's super easy now. We have incorporated AI into our software, which reads 70, 80, 90% of the invoice without you having to touch it. Of course, you might want to tweak it because you want to maybe tell the system, I want to treat this as a cost invoice, or I want to match it against a purchase order. I want to capture multiple lines. You can define how you want it to be done. You set this up once, next time it will go in automatically, and that will save you a lot of time as the accounts payable team. What we see over here is that document capture picked up a lot of information already from the invoice, and if you select a certain field, it will highlight it on the right-hand side so that you can also see what the system did. It will highlight it with an orange and a blue box. The orange box is like the header the system is looking for, and the blue box is the value that the system found. And that's how it dynamically goes through your invoices and finds all the information. It found the date, it found the due date, it validates your due date with your payment terms, and it will, if they do not match, it will give you a warning message. You can even tell document capture, always honor my own payment terms because my Business Central is leading. We have a contact person, no order number in my first example. The currency is left blank because it's a local currency within your Business Central. All of the amounts have been found. We can process invoices with like low and high VAT, no VAT, reverse VAT. It's all not a problem. Because this is a cost invoice, the system asks for a general ledger account number. So now a benefit that we're fully integrated into your Business Central, you can open up your general ledger account list like you're used to. So now I can type one in. You can also add multiple, of course, if you want to. I press OK for now. And then the system asks me, do you want to set this up as a default for this vendor? If I press yes, it will not ask about it again. If I press no, I have to fill it in again the next time. For now, I'll press yes, and then it will be gone. We have the posting description. You can also alter this to your liking, of course, and the system will automatically recognize if this document is an invoice, a credit memo, or a prepayment. It will block double invoices over here, so they will not go into your system. So you're safe on that point as well. As a company, you will be able to add additional fields to this template, whatever is working for your company. So think of, for example, your cost centers that you want to add, or other dimensions or jobs, no problem at all. We have security fields that, for example, match the bank account on the invoice to the bank account set up on the vendor card as a safety measure. All of this can be done by you. Of course, Kik will show you how to do it, but after that, you'll be very much self-sufficient. To help the self-sufficiency, we introduced something new called the Continia Hub. And this Continia Hub gives users videos, training, documentations, and answers to all kinds of questions, so that hopefully you do not have to call Kik if you cannot figure something out. So yeah, we would say I think that is very nice. For now, I've created the first template. As you can see, it is no work at all. I can now register this document, and then it becomes a registered invoice within Business Central. Here we go. So this is the standard purchase invoices screen of Business Central. You can see on the left-hand side, all of the information has been filled in. On the right-hand side, we see the original invoice, and of course you can zoom in and zoom out again. And this original invoice can be seen all throughout Business Central. From now, I will send it for approval. And an important thing to remember, almost all the steps that we see in this demo can be automated. So the registering, sending it for approval, can all be done automatically. But in my demo, I do it manually because otherwise I cannot talk that fast. So I'm back in the document journal. I have another invoice from First Up Consultants. If I press recognize fields again, basically refreshing the template, you can see that all the information that we just did in the previous invoice is now updated, and I can register it immediately. So yeah, that's why with every template that you make, your workload will become less and less. I'll send it for approval and it will be done. So this was a very simple cost invoice, nothing special, but we can do a lot more with document capture. For example, we can also match your incoming invoices to your existing purchase orders or even your purchase receipt lines, wherever you want to match it to. And we can match that in 3 different ways. One, we can match on a total amount level. So document capture can check the order is £1,000, the invoice is £1,000, it will match and then it will go through. The only downside of this way of matching is that you do not know if you ordered a Lenovo laptop or a Dell laptop. It will just purely look at the amount. And that's why we've invented method number 2. Method number 2 matches on a line level. So in the example on the screen, it will say, did we receive 20 lamps for £25, 5 whiteboards for £700, and 20 desks for £500, making your match very accurate. But it will also allow you to match partially. So let's say you ordered 100 pieces and they only delivered 50 to you. No problem at all, we can match that. We can also match multiple orders on one invoice to multiple orders within your system. We can set up tolerances per supplier. We can skip the approval if there's 100% match. You can do a lot because of the line level matching. The third way of matching is manual. Why do you want to do that? Well, you do that if you were me and you do a demo like I'm doing right now, so I'm going to match manually. But I would say a real life example in your case, let's say a vendor forgets to put up an order number. Document capture is not going to guess for you, so then you would help the system by saying it's this order, and then it will take over the matching again. So let me show you match lines. It will open our matching screen in a second. As always, you get to see the original invoice on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, you will see all the orders that are in your system for this particular vendor. To make it a bit easier, you can say filter on order number, and it will only show me the orders that are on this PDF file. If I now press perform match, it will match the invoice lines to the order lines that you have within Business Central. Well, my demo needs to look good for you. That's why it matches 100%. In real life, this does not always happen, and we know that. Then we'll see the difference over here in this column, and the line will not be made bold so that the accounts payable team can immediately see where that difference is, and it's easy for them to take action on. If I go one step back, the system will tell the accounts payable team what it did. In this case, it will say it's fully matched with the purchase receipt, which is great, but it can also say it's partially matched. Multiple orders are matched. It's not matched because the goods were not received yet. It's not matched because our tolerance level was exceeded. It will really tell you what it did. Now, this matching part of our software is really one of our unique selling points. If you do matching, it will save you a lot of time. People ask me, how much time does it save me? I would say make a calculation of how many % of your invoices that needs to be match 100% the first time. Let's say that is 40, 50%. I hope it's higher, but maybe that's a realistic number. Then you can assume that 40 to 50% of all those invoices do not require your attention anymore. And you can imagine how much time that will save you. I'll register it and then I'll send it for approval. This is what I wanted to show you today about template making in my short demo. We can do a lot more. If you get an invoice with multiple lines, we can capture all of the lines for you and code them into different ways. Whatever you want, we can do it. But for now, this is it. And what is important to know is that you can make this in your test environment and then move everything from test to live, so you do not have to do it twice. All right, so the approval process. The approval process can happen in two different places. One, they can happen within Business Central itself, or two, via our web approval portal. The web approval portal allows you to approve on your mobile phone, on your iPad, basically anywhere in the world, as long as you have an internet connection. Another big benefit of the web approval portal is that you can access this with what is called a team member license from Microsoft, which is like the light variant of the full user. And basically, people who do not approve digitally normally can now do that in an affordable way, because a team member license is a fraction of the cost of the full user license. So that is one of the biggest benefits of the web approval portal. How can we approve? We can do that in multiple ways. One of the flows is approval based on a limit. So for example, I work within your organization. I can approve up to £1,000. If the invoice is below £1,000, I'm the only approver. If it exceeds £1,000, then it will first go to me, and then it will go to you, because you're my manager. If it exceeds your level, because you can approve up to £5,000, then it will go to your manager, who can approve up to £15,000, etc. I hope this makes a clear picture. You can build in layers. Method number two is approval based on vendor. Vendor number one will be done by you and me, and vendor number two by you only. And you can match these two ways together. Method number three is approval based on dimension. Dimension in Business Central are like your jobs, your cost centers, your projects. And then what we can do, if it sees, for example, cost center A on an invoice, it will be sent to you. If it sees cost center B, it will be sent to me. So we have a lot of flexibility in the approval. Approvers will get a notification via email that they have something to approve. You can schedule that email to become once a day, once every 2 days, whatever frequency works within your company. And they will get an email with an overview of the invoices with a link underneath it. And it will open up the web approval portal like I'm doing now, my demo, or it will open up your Business Central. And this is how the web approval portal looks like. If you open this web approval portal on a mobile phone, it will look like an app. So basically, what does the user see? They can see a list of the invoices that they need to approve. At the top, they can look up in the archive, what did I approve last week? If you have multiple companies within your database, the approvers can toggle between them over here. If somebody is going on a well-deserved holiday, we can set up an out of office, and then the invoices will be forwarded to somebody else. And if I now click on one of the invoices, you get to see an original picture of the invoice on the right-hand side. The approver can add comments, and an important thing is that the comments will be logged from beginning to end, so that you, but also the accountants later on, can have a look at it from what happened to this invoice. We can see on the left here some details of the invoice, the flow that it will take through your organization, and the lines over here. You can even give people permissions to make changes to the lines. And you can go quite far with configuring this. You can do this, but you cannot do that. Or you can this, but you can do it limit at it. So for example, the marketing manager can only see the general ledger accounts responsible for the marketing department. All of these things, you can configure that yourself. On the top left, we can approve then the invoice. We can reject the invoice. And if you reject an invoice, you need to fill in a comment why. Otherwise, the accounts payable team doesn't know what's going on and they need to call you. They can forward it in multiple ways. They can approve and forward it, forward without approval, and the bottom one, forward and return to me for approval. Or they can put it on hold. And then the nice thing is when you put it on hold, you need to fill in a comment why you're doing this. And then the accounts payable team has a full list within Business Central of where all the invoices are, and they can also see what's been put on hold with the comment why. So if I approve this now, it will automatically go to the next one to speed things up. And I just approved them all for now. And then my list is empty. Within Business Central, the approval is the same, only it will look like Business Central. Let me open the page for a second. My demo machine is always a bit slow the first time I click on something. It's because of the software in the background. In your case, you will not have this delay, of course. But here it is. You get to see the details of the invoice, the PDF on the right-hand side. You can see who approved it. You can see the comments that were made, and you can make your own, of course. And then at the top, we can approve it, reject it with the reason, forward it in multiple ways, put it on hold if there's a query, and there's also, of course, a button that thinks under more options for the out of office. If I approve it, it will also go to the next one here automatically to speed things up. I'll approve this one as well, and now my approval list is done. Once the invoices have been approved, they get to the final stage, the release bin, and released invoices can be posted. We can do that one by one in a batch, or you can automate it. In my case, I will post it in a batch right now, nice and simple. And the posting is just the standard Business Central way of doing it. We do not interfere with this process. You're probably familiar with this. And once the posting is done, document capture stops. I assume it will go to your banking module afterwards, and then once the due date is there, you'll probably pay the vendor. Nice and easy. Now, maybe a quick recap now that we finished the process from beginning to end. So let's say you start using our software. You will have an email address that document capture monitors. It downloads the invoices straight into Business Central for you and puts them through the AI machine and puts a template on top of it that you created. It will then match it to a PO, grab information, multiple lines, whatever you did. Everything is okay. It can be forwarded to the approvers based on a flow that you like. The approvers will get a notification via email that they have something to approve. They will do this. And then once it's approved, it will come back to the finance team for a final review. And then you can decide to either post it manually or automatically. And this will really save you and your colleagues a lot of time getting your invoices processed. Now, the last part that I want to show you in this webinar is the archive. How do you find documents back? The documents will be stored either within the Business Central database or in Azure Blob Storage. We recommend the latter because with Azure Blob Storage, you can select a data center from Microsoft where you want your data to be stored for GDPR reasons. And it also, the HMRC requires you to save documents up to 7 years. So every year it is cumulative. So your size will grow and grow. And if you do this in the Business Central database, you might clog things up. And how do we retrieve the documents? So one is called document search. This is a very nice way of searching. Basically, every invoice is fully text searchable. So last year you did a renovation of your office and you bought chairs somewhere, but you do not know where you bought them. But you do remember they were called London chair, for example. And if you type in the word London chair, it will find every invoice with those words on it. And you can search for any word that's on this invoice. Doesn't matter if it's in one of those orange and blue boxes, the whole invoice is indexed. You can then also, besides seeing a preview over here, click on Show Document Card. It will show you more information on how you processed it at that time. You can show the PDF file, and we can even show the email where the invoice came in with. That's not the only way of finding the documents back. Because they're fully integrated into Business Central, we can access the document anywhere where it touches something within BC. So, for example, we can open it up from the vendor card, the chart of accounts, the VAT entries, posted documents, everywhere. Maybe a nice example, if I go to the chart of accounts, which is a standard Business Central page, and I search for a general ledger account, like this, and I click on the balance. Apologies for the cough. And what we do, once you select a line over here, you get to see the original invoice immediately on the right-hand side. So it's very nice when you're working on a general ledger account and you scroll through it, you will immediately see what the invoice is about. So no more need for paper. Now, so finding back documents will become really, really easy. I'm almost out of breath because this was a very fast demo, and I promise you this software can do a lot more than I showed you today, but hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea what it can do for your company and help you automate your accounts payable team. This software is very popular, and it's, like I said, mainly because we're fully integrated into Business Central, which brings you a lot of benefits. One, for Kik, it's easy to install and also for you to train, because it follows the Business Central rules that you know of. Every 6 months, you will get an update with the latest version of our software with new functionalities. And we have a big team, I think it's about 70, 80 developers, every 6 months building a new release. So every 6 months, you're on the latest and greatest, which is amazing. We can do every type of invoice that you want. And we can match on a line level, and not all competitors can do that. And usually we're a bit cheaper than them, so that's also a nice bonus. No, but all in all, I can name a lot more reasons why this is good software, but I'll leave it like that. I've said it before, Kik is one of our biggest partners in the UK, reselling this for a long time. They have a whole team trained up for this. They're very good at the job. So yeah, you're not a guinea pig, which is nice to know in software land. And what I want to close off with, if you want a demo for you and your team one-on-one, let your representative at Kik know. We will schedule that. Will take around 45 minutes to an hour. You can ask me or my colleagues anything that you want, any specific scenarios. We will be happy to help you. For now, I would like to thank you very much for listening to me. And Eileen, are there any questions typed in the chat box?
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Martin. I'm sure everyone could see from the demo how much time and effort can be saved scanning in purchase invoices. It looks like we don't have any questions, so everything has been cleared during the demo, which is great. So probably just finish off now. We're at time, but please, anyone, please do reach out to your Kik account manager, as Martin says, if you've got any questions or you would like any further information on how Continia document capture can certainly help and save you lots of time.
Exactly.
So, yep, thanks again, Martin, and thanks to everyone once again for joining us. Thank you.
My pleasure. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.